What's going on, everyone? So, Austin Reaves has been playing a lot of golf, and we haven't really seen much basketball activities. Seen him just every weekend, basically on a golf course in various tournaments and stuff, and it's great, right? Like, you want to take some time, clear your mind, get on the golf course. That's his, solace. That's his escape. That's great, right? You want that. But at some point, you also want to see, him getting on the basketball court and working on his game, especially after the season he's coming off of. Now, look, I was very disappointed in Austin Reaves this past season, but I also think a lot of people kind of blow how bad he was, quote unquote, out of proportion. Like, people act like he was just a total scrub and a total bum, maybe on the defensive side of things, but even in like as bad of a year as it's perceived that he had, he still gave you 16, 5, and 4, or almost 16, 6, and 5, right? Like, and he would have been a 20-point a game guy if he just shot the three ball better. And it was something that I talked about all season. Now, I was disappointed in the sense of his lack of consistency. He was very inconsistent all season. And it was just like, man, like, can he just find that groove? And it's like, man, if he just gets back to 40% from 3-point range like he was the year before, he's a 20-point a game guy. He's a 25-5 guy, which if you look at some of the videos that I made this time last year, I talked about how I thought Austin Reaves could be a easy 25-5 guy. But I also was under the assumption that he'd be more consistent, and I was under the assumption that he'd shoot the three ball better than 37%, which, again, isn't terrible. But also for a good majority of the season, he shot like 29% from three. But a lot of what seemed to be the issue, I mean, based on his own words, according to JJ Redick, was that, he just got tired and burnt out towards the end of the season. And, you look at the circumstance, and it's like, okay, he had this emergent, was playing heavy minutes. I mean, the dude was playing anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes a night because LeBron was out. They were scrambling, trying to make the play in, right? So he was playing like super heavy minutes, being a big fixture, had his emergence, then goes on a deep playoff run in which he gets to the conference finals, and he was one of the better guys on the Lakers. He averaged like, 21? I think it was like 21-5-5 or something, or 21-6-5, something like that. But point is, like, he goes on this deep playoff run, immediately jumps into FIBA, plays a huge role and more minutes than most of the guys on that roster, and then ends up going directly into training camp, directly into preseason, directly into the regular season, and then the playoffs again. So I understand the sense of, like, there's these tired legs. And, and I've seen people throw out, like, oh, well, look at Anthony Edwards, right? Anthony Edwards, he had the regular season. He just came off of a deep playoff run. Well, also, there were times towards the end of that playoff run against Dallas where he looked gassed, right? I mean, even the commentators were like, he looks burnt, he looks drained, he looks done, right? And that could be a real possibility. But also, one, Anthony Edwards is far more athletic than Austin Reaves, far more, which athleticism goes a long way into conditioning and cardio and your ability to play heavy, games night in and night out and so on and so forth, right? Like, have a guy that's not conditioned or that's not athletic and a guy that is athletic and have them run and see who gasses out first, right? Like, so obviously Austin Reaves, he needs to work on his conditioning more. JJ Redick even spoke about that, right? Like, that he has a particular idea for him in mind, and he definitely needs to work on his conditioning, which is something that he definitely did. He could use a little more muscle, use a little more conditioning. Obviously, there's always room to improve, and those are definitely some areas to improve in for Austin Reaves. But the other thing is, too, with Anthony Edwards, he's also like 4 years younger than Austin Reaves. And that's a big difference, right? At 22, I could run 9 miles and, easy. Like, maybe not easy, but I could run all day if I needed to. If I tried to run a mile now, and granted, I'm not in the shape that of an NBA athlete or anything like that, but, it's the older you get, the harder it is. That's why guys like LeBron are spectacular, right? But again, at 22, you're a kid. Like you're just you're not thinking about anything. Your body isn't aching. You're just out there free flowing, right? Like, so again, like I'm not trying to make excuses for Austin Reaves, right? Like it's disappointment, and he was bad, right? But it does make sense. The explanation is my point, right? And yet Austin Reaves still was very good. It's not like he was just this scrub, this bum that just like, he was just stinking up the place. I mean, don't get me wrong, he had some games and some moments where he was. And even in the playoffs, I was even more disappointed with him because he just looked timid at times and kind of scared. Like he really didn't come alive till game 4. And by that point, it was like a little too late. But I'm okay with Reaves taking his time to get in. It's just like when do you start making that transition? And look, I'm not saying that he hasn't been doing any work. I'm sure that he's, doing conditioning drills or, he's working out in the gym, getting shots up. I'm sure he's not just only playing golf and that's it. But we've seen a lot of golf tournaments in Austin Reaves golfs and not a lot of like, hey, I'm putting in the work to get better. I'm putting in the work to put myself in a better position. I just don't want to see Austin Reaves. Like you look and it's like you got the young guys playing summer league, you got the vets playing USA basketball, right? It's like, Rui and all the guys on the Lakers are all in the lab or on the court in various places putting in work to improve and get better. And it's like, Austin Reaves is out golfing. Now, again, I don't necessarily think it's this major concern and it's something that we all need to be cautious with or, it's like, oh man, Austin Reaves, like he's not committed. I don't think it's anything like that. I'm okay with him taking some rest, taking some time, right? Allowing your body to recoup, allowing yourself to kind of regroup and, rest your legs, go out, play golf, clear your mind, kind of get the last season out of your head, right? And then, hey, it's time to get in the lab. It's time to get in the grind the last like month before training camp. Boom, you're just going hard and picking it up. And then you get into training camp. Now you're back on the grind, working with the team. And then you get into preseason, then you get into regular season and boom, let's go for the regular season, right? Because like no matter what the Lakers do, whether they stand pat or they go and they make a significant trade, right? Let's say best case scenario, they get Walker Kessler and Jeremy Grant, right? Boom, that would be great, right? You address your 3-and-D wing needs, you address your center needs, whether it's backup or starting, you're good, right? Like that would be excellent for the Lakers. But regardless, Austin Reaves is going to be a very important piece. Austin Reaves is going to be very much needed. Again, I don't think he had as bad of a season last year as some people think. I was disappointed in the season, but you also have to keep things in perspective. He was also the 4th option. And as the 4th option, he still gave you 16, 5, and 5 nearly. And, he just, if he would have shot 40% from 3 or even 38% from 3, he would have been a 20-point-a-game guy, right? So it's not like he was that atrocious, but he definitely has areas in which he needs to improve on. And look, he's a competitor. He gets after it. He's hungry. He wants it. He wants to win. He just, I want to see him, really in the lab. I'd like to see, some training videos, see him, improving, and then get into the season and he's back. It's like, he's back, baby. Like, this is why, right? Now, again, I don't necessarily think he's untouchable. Like, the Lakers have him like he's prime Michael Jordan. I don't necessarily think that. I'm not opposed to trading him, even if he was the guy we expected him to be last year. I don't believe anybody's untradeable. There's only like 3, maybe at most 5 guys in the NBA that are literally untradeable, right? Like that are just, they're off limits. And it's the guys, like Victor Wembanyama, like Jokic, Luka, like it's a handful of guys. I mean, even LeBron and AD, Right? If you could swap Jokic for AD right now, as much as I love AD, you do that all day, right? If the Bucks called and they were like, hey, we want to swap Giannis for LeBron, right? You do that all day, because LeBron only has so many years left, right? Like, it's just, there's nobody's untradeable. It just depends on what the package is. I don't want you to trade Reaves, just trade Reaves, but if you can get a clear upgrade, you do it, right? But again, regardless, Lakers are not going to trade him, and he's going to be a very valuable and important piece that the Lakers are going to need him to really be ready to go, is the point. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you have concerns about Austin Reaves and, him not, being so much on the golf course? Do you think, nah, he's fine. He's resting his mind. He's resting his body. He's getting himself right. He's going to be fine. Again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.